We are live. Man, my audio. Oof. I never know like if it's good or not. I'm never happy with it. I hate how I feel like the suppression is too aggressive. I don't know. Like it cuts off so quickly, but I don't know exactly what I should do to best fix it. I don't like this camera angle either. It's got a bunch of my mic and only my mic. How's this? Do we like this? Is it better? I'm in frame. Oh, all right. I don't want to go live on TikTok. I posted a TikTok saying that I was going to be reacting. But I don't know how well that's doing. I want Allie to come into the live so I can wish her a happy birthday. I'll subscribe. Aw. Someone commented there's a conservative Hypehouse. Yes, indeed. I can't believe people haven't heard about the conservative Hypehouse yet. But also, I'm very happy they haven't. That means they're failing. Alright. Is Allie in chat yet? I want to wish Allie happy birthday. Okay. Let's see. How do I make it so I can create transitions between my oh god, I was gonna figure out how to put chat, YouTube chat on stream. I was gonna do that before I went live. I completely forgot. Do you guys care that much, or should I stop the live and try to figure that out? Or just, yeah, I'll remember it for next time. What's up, Jessica? Cause here bright and early as usual. Proud of her. As okay, like 3 viewers, 4 viewers, without going live. It's better than before. That's better than it has been. So I can't complain. I can't complain. Oh man. See, this is what I mean. Window capture device. I go here, live stream, Chrome. There we go. Nah, I don't care. Okay, good. Reagan's life. Man, look at my recommended. See, this is like not the YouTube channel I usually watch, so my recommended is all like conservatives and Vosh. Which is kind of funny. Myths surrounding the Portland agents. I'm interested in this because from my knowledge on Nadia, I'm glad you're here right now. I wish you luck in your moving. And this will be on YouTube, so if you do want to watch, you can. Also, I do plan on posting some of these clips onto TikTok. My stream clips never do well on TikTok. I don't know why. Probably because I'm shadow banned, or because people. I feel like people tend to swipe past like YouTube videos reposted on TikTok because it just doesn't feel as authentic. Yeah, good luck in your moving. That's always a struggle. We don't have the amount of people we usually have. To get to that amount, I would probably have to go live on TikTok. I don't want to though, so I'm just gonna work with what we got. Man. Let's see what the conservative Hypehouse has to say. They posted a TikTok, which they now deleted, talking about the fact that they have a YouTube channel. He said that this lovely gentleman claimed that he had to relearn how to use Premiere Pro to film it. So I will be judging his editing skills. That's dumb of him. I make YouTube videos without having to do any editing because Why do more work when little work do job? Why use many words when few words do trick? Damn. Everyone wish Nadia luck on her moving schools too. That's challenging. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. All right, let's get into it. Please tell me if the audio is balanced or not. Wow, that's so loud. Already, just shut up. Please, oh my god. Can I even play this music? Is this music copyrighted? Actually, no, it's probably not because I have it. Conservative Hypehouse, be on the right side of history. Last I checked, the conservative party has never been on the right side of history, like not even once. So it's just a complaint I have with their marketing. That's false advertisement. The Enlightenment, you know, that was progressive. Yeah, I can't think of a single time. Our ideas suck.
People have been wanting me to talk about Portland, so I figured I would make it into my first.
Also, his mic, his pop cover, this right here, is supposed to be going in front of the mic. So I don't know what purpose this is serving. I also don't know why the mic is behind. It looks like the mic is behind him, and I want to say he's just using his headphone mic. I don't know. Yeah, the mic pop, like what I have right here, is supposed to go there. So when I say stuff like Peter Piper picked, it doesn't blow out the audio every time I say a P. Another thing, this logo is so big. I hope it doesn't stay there the entire time. And I'm so distracted by his like the orange and this brown and the blue over here and his like black, looks like a black suit, which is also not a great look. He's too close to the camera. Those are my initial thoughts. I'm strictly judging the aesthetic right now. I'm assuming this is Make America Great 2020. Can't see all of it. What's this? You're covering your little flag that's like sticking out with that Bruins with your giant ass logo. L. This is also, is it like I think I'm watching this in 1080p, and
First YouTube.
he is very not good quality, very bad quality. I'm also so confused by his microphone. What's this doing and why is it behind him?
Video. What is happening in Portland? There is a federal courthouse that is under siege by Black Lives Matter protesters.
Okay, first of all, no. It's not under siege by Black Lives Matter protest. Man, I have all these tweets on my phone. Let me just see if I can find them. That just kind of run over what's happening from people who are actually in Portland. Man, it's like under siege. There's, I think the department, the DHS, like, they had a picture of the complaints and like the reasons that they are putting federal troops there, and the statements that they put out are I have them here. They're on my phone. I don't know. I wish they were on my computer so I could share them with you. Violent anarchist graffitied. It's just like $5,000 worth of damage in graffiti to the courthouse. I would not qualify that as a siege. A siege, the definition of a siege. The siege is to starve an enemy of resources, so they are forced to give up. And since when we used to like siege castles, we would block the supply chains and like wars of attrition. I think that's the definition. A lot of people say the Civil War was a war of attrition because it was just like who could outlast who. When it came down to supplies, that's a big reason why the North won, is because we had the manufacturing available to us to create weapons, to transport goods, because we had a much more extensive railway network. A lot of historians credit the Union win to railways. So that, because of that, we were able to starve out our enemies in the South. Ali, happy birthday. You're not late, by the way. We just started. You can like go back because it's YouTube. I was just making fun of his hair. Also, I started half an hour earlier than I said I would. So you're not late at all. Yeah, so this is a gross misrepresentation of what's happening. It was literally just graffiti. Courthouse. And the DHS. Yeah, this is why they were sent. That's the justification that the White House has stated for this. This is not a siege in any way, shape, or form. The fucking CHOP was technically more of a siege of the police precinct than what's happening in Portland. But anyways, what else does he? Also, it's important to point out that it was 50 days of relatively overall peaceful protests. When I say relatively, I mean I can't account for the actions of every individual in the protest, but the majority of the protests and the groups were peaceful. And if they weren't peaceful, they would have been on the news. You know? That's a pretty good way to figure out if it's peaceful or not. If it's not peaceful, people talk about it because it makes good media.
Violent Black Lives Matter protest.
No.
Courthouse that is under siege by Black Lives Matter protesters. Violent Black Lives Matter protesters. And yes, they are violent.
No, they're not. They're not. Maybe one or two have thrown rocks, right? Like, that's not... This is just what you get when you watch Fox News 24/7. I don't know why I keep leaving full screen. They're not violent. They haven't been violent in a very, very long time. The stories you hear about, like, protesters shooting babies in strollers have all been debunked as people not involved with the protest. I know that everyone who supports Black Lives Matter will denounce any affiliation with violence. So claiming that saying they're violent, yes, they are violent, is a gross misrepresentation of what's actually happening in the streets. Not like he would know. He hasn't been to a protest ever. He only sees what's on Fox News and what's in his little echo chamber on Twitter.
They claim federal troops are being deployed.
You can't air quote troops, that's what they are.
To quell these protests. Partially true. They are not troops. They are officers of the law.
Federal troops versus officers of the law. Like, what am I? Like, also, he's getting so caught up in the optics and creating very bad optics. So these are like, if they're armed in full protective gear with no identification, I don't know what the fuck they are. Honestly, he could be right. They could be just a bunch of right-wing militias but that's the danger. People wouldn't know. That's why they need to identify themselves. So he's starting off this argument by doubling down on the notion that Black Lives Matter is violent by nature. and that the federal troops that have been sent out are not actually troops; they are just federal officers. I'd love to hear his
Federal agent.
And federal agents are and definitions. Please, let me see if there's sources. Not a single source. Not even a fucking, just like boop. Not even a description. Dude, where are your sources? What's your definition of a federal agent and a federal troop?
Agents. They're from organizations like ATF, the Secret Service, ICE, not the military.
DHS, Department of Homeland Security. So his definition of troop is like if they are in the military. Difference between are DHS officers considered troops? I feel like I'm wasting time. This is not even a good point to argue. It has nothing to do with it because DHS.gov. This is my source. I would love to see yours. States and Immigration Services. It's not giving me definitions. Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, United States Immigration and Customs, ICE. All right. No matter what the fuck you say, troops or agents or officers or whatever, the point still stands that these people who are armed in camouflage, wearing masks, who are not identifying themselves, work for the federal government. They are under the arm of the federal government, of the DOJ, and of Donald Trump. So, regardless of the definition that he wants to go with, they're still a massive threat because they are gross. They're an example of gross government overreach, which should be very concerning to conservatives. This is a great example of one of the fallacies. God, man, my terms and definitions are not good. But just like trying to draw attention. Is this a straw man? Like he wants, if I was debating him, he'd want me, I would be wasting time debating the definition of troops versus the officers, right? But like you also have a military officer, right? Like it's a waste of time to even get into it. I've spent too much time talking about this. He would be winning because I would be desperately looking for definitions of troops and officers. So if you're in a debate with someone and this is a talking point they bring up, it's fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their definition is. It matters what they're doing. And what they're doing is black bagging protesters, putting them into cars. Also, their only jurisdiction is strictly on the courthouses and the federal property. And more recently, they have been sticking there. That's why they've barricaded themselves into the courthouses. But the videos of the kidnappings and of them marching down the street take place outside of their jurisdiction. But the DOJ argues that no, it does not take place outside their jurisdiction because of the fact that Department of Homeland Security the Department of Homeland Security has jurisdiction to arrest people within 100 miles of any point of entry of America, which is literally all of Florida and like all of like Michigan and the Northeast, and almost every major city is near point of entry to the US. So that's they're arguing two jurisdictions. The fact that they are within 100 miles of a port. Yeah, strawman is when they bring up an argument you never made. You're right. Thank you. And then their other claim for jurisdiction is that they're protecting federal property. But once they start making arrests, which they cannot do outside of federal property, they are violating the Constitution.
Now, they also say it is unlawful for these troops to be present in cities like Portland or Chicago. This is not true. Under 40 U.S. Code 1315, federal agents have the right to be in cities to defend federal property or pursue federal investigations.
Yeah, so they do have the right to defend this and only this. It's only like a few courthouses. I'd recommend, if you guys want to know more, yeah, blackbagging is like they kidnap someone, they take a picture of their ID, and then they just release them back out without like writing anything down in a record, just so they have the name of that protester. And that's scary when a state is falling into fascism, because there's steps to total authoritarianism. It doesn't just happen like one day we're all under like the boot of the fucking Gestapo. It goes in steps, and picking up protesters, taking pictures of their ID and releasing them back out is one of the steps before that. That's a bad sign, So the DHS can only, quote, defend this. That's not what they're doing, because they've made the problem much, much worse. Now there's a lot more people outside protesting. If you didn't want more protesters, there's a man. What's that? There's a document, a manual written by the military that talks about how to deal with civil unrest like this. More specifically, talks about insurgencies in other countries and how to handle those. And their rule of thumb essentially is, if the government oversteps in any way, support will be made for the people. And this is exactly what happened in Portland. The protests in Portland were small, they were peaceful, they were being allowed to happen by the mayor. The mayor wasn't doing anything new, he wasn't implementing changes, he was just allowing them to protest, because at the end of the day, it didn't get in the way of anyone, it wasn't causing disruption. But the Trump's administration used the graffiti as a excuse to send in his federal agents or troops, or whatever definition you like to go with. Yeah, why Ali, I was talking about before. He looks so bad right now with this setup. The half of this flag is out of frame. You don't even know what it says. This flag is covered by this. This looks awful. The brown curtains over next to his orange and black gaming chair. The mic filter that's not even covering the microphone, or the pop filter. Pathetic, my guy. Anyways, what did he say again?
The right to be in cities to defend federal property.
So one of the great things about America is that our states also have rights. So they need permission from the states, from the governors, and from the mayors to be there. They don't necessarily need permission to protect federal property, but again, that's only an excuse for why they're acting that way, because there have been many, many accounts of officers leaving federal property to make, or I don't even want to consider them arrests, to make the kidnappings. So that's not what they're doing.
Or pursue federal investigations. The left claims that these agents are making unlawful arrests. This also is not true. Federal agents have the legal right and obligation to arrest people without the permission of local leaders.
Do you know what probable cause is? Have you guys heard about probable cause? So in America, you need probable cause to arrest someone. We have the idea in our Constitution that you are innocent till proven guilty. I don't remember what amendment that is. I think it's the Fourth Amendment. Yeah. Okay, the Constitution, through the Fourth Amendment, protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. The extent to which an individual is protected by the Fourth Amendment depends, in part, on their location, on the search or seizure. So this is a violation of the Fourth Amendment, but because we are in 100 miles of a coast, Department of Homeland Security can kind of skirt around that idea. That's why if you're like in a car traveling like from like coming in from Canada, where like marijuana is a lot more legal throughout Canada, and coming back to America, you don't, the probable cause to search your car is just the fact that you're entering from outside. That's why when we go through like customs, they'll like search your bag randomly. Like they won't, it's not always there isn't necessarily probable cause. Sometimes they'll just like pick people out of a crowd. They usually tend to be brown people, and then they'll just search the car. So that's what gives the DHS jurisdiction to do this. I hope he brings this up because it supports his point brilliantly. But when it comes to arrests, the problem here is that they're not arresting people, because an arrest requires an official to identify themselves, to bring the tell the person being arrested for what crimes are being arrested. That is one of our constitutional rights, protected by the Fourth Amendment. And furthermore, they have the right to an attorney, and their Miranda rights. The story that's most common right now is about the protester who was black bag, shoved in a van, driven around for a few hours, brought to a location that he did not know about, never told where he was brought to, asked if he would waive his right to an attorney to answer questions. He said no. They put him back in a van and just dropped him off in the middle of the streets. What's incredibly terrifying about that is that they are bypassing all of the regulations put in place that defend and that defends an individual's rights. Because personally, I would much rather be arrested by someone who I can identify, who I can look at in the face and know their name, and I would rather be driven to the police station than be able to call my mom and say, hey, I was arrested, be told why exactly I'm being arrested, and then also have the ability to not disclose any information without a lawyer present, or I would just like to have my rights read to me. I would much rather have that than be standing maybe in a hoodie with a mask on because I'm an onlooker or part of a protest that's not on federal property, being picked up by people in camouflage and who are armed, not telling me who they are, not giving me their name, then being driven around to a location that I don't know, being put in a room with no orientation of where I am or who I'm with or the level of danger that I'm in, and then being told that I should give up my rights to an attorney to answer a few questions. So that's why there's such an issue, and that is one of the many lawsuits against the Trump administration right now. It's on this account that they are being violated, that their Fourth Amendment right is being violated.
when they witness a felony level crime. This
That's the thing. They're not. If they were arresting all the people who who they watched graffiti BLM on a federal courthouse and then arrested them, I'd be a little annoyed, but I would understand and I would realize that that is in fact constitutional. But a person wearing a black hoodie standing around walking home, there's no probable cause there besides very just straight up profiling.
Secretary of Homeland Security shall protect the buildings, grounds, and property that are owned, occupied, or secured by the federal government.
It's literally just a courthouse.
Federal agents the power to make arrests without a warrant for any offense against the United States at a felony level.
Half of this information is off the screen, so I can't read this entire side of the screen. While engaging in performance of official duties, an officer or agent designated under his subsection may enforce federal laws and regulations, the protection of persons and property, carry firearms, make arrests without a warrant, or any offense against the United States committed in the presence of an officer or agent with a felony. Yeah, reasonable grounds, dude. Reasonable grounds. The person arrested. If someone's walking around with 3 cans of spray paint, that I would consider that reasonable grounds. Serve warrants and subpoenas issued under the authority of the United States. All right, so that's what they're doing. That's why they said when the image that says violent anarchist graffitied federal building, they look at that and they count anyone who was around or involved in the protest as that. Conduct investigations, go and off the property in questions. Offenses that may have been committed. And carry out such other activities for the promotion of Homeland Security, the Secretary may prescribe. Yeah, so technically, my guy is not lying in that they have the protection under the federal government to do this. But just think about that. The federal government allows them to do this.
Another common myth. These officers are in unmarked uniforms.
They are.
And they drive unmarked vehicles.
This is not a common... This is just facts. This is just straight up factual. The majority of these people only have a sign that says police, from what I've seen. And they rent their cars from fucking Hertz.
Vehicles. I'm gonna throw an image up. Here are some federal Department of Homeland Security agents
Where is this?
in Portland whose uniforms
Is this in Portland? Can someone fact check that?
are clearly marked Police DHS, and in the background you can see their vehicles that are also marked Police.
Alright, and then... God, dude, I also have images. I also have pictures, bro. And this is what we're going on as evidence. Let me get my pictures. Hold the phone. Hold the phone, dude. Yo, I have so many pictures. I have some of the best pictures. Man, I'm so excited to show you my pictures. Wow. Yeah, I mean, dude, look at all these pictures. Look at them. Look at them in their police cars that say police. Oh, look, police. What department are you with? Do you know how easy it is to do that? That. This doesn't mean shit. This doesn't mean shit to anyone. I don't see a name. I don't see a badge. If you're going by pictures, my guy, this is an easy game to play. Yikes, this is graphic. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Don't worry. If this lady can just be like, hey, it was Z26 who grabbed me by my backpack and shoved me back into a crowd, I would like him to get fired, please. So this is a stupid contention. Nice. It's not hard to find pictures. I'm pretty sure I have a lot more pictures than you do, if this is what we're basing our arguments off of. So 1 second video, very cool.
I'm a black woman. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Only one with the real gun is the one that's going to
You are the threat.
Only one with the real gun is
You are the threat.
Yeah, so I don't know what his point is over here. Very cool. A few of them.
Even if officers were driving unmarked vehicles, I fail to understand why this is an issue.
Even if? All right. You fail to understand why this is an issue. Let me explain it to you, buddy boy. So, is this even important?
If officers...
I don't think this is in Portland. All right, even if officers were driving unmarked vans, which they are, this is not disputable. The issue with this is that I can also put on some camouflage, get a yellow sticker that says police, put on a gas mask, get a camo helmet, get in a van, and steal people. That's the issue. How can you say that you don't see the issue with people being dragged into unmarked vans? That's like the first thing we learn about, like, hey, don't get in like that white van. Don't get in that white van. Like, how can you... Okay, this isn't Portland, actually. I see his sign. I don't know if this is from the most recent deployment of... Okay, never mind. You are stupid.
were driving unmarked vehicles.
Even if police were driving unmarked vehicles, I fail to see the issue. Wow, I hope this kid gets kidnapped just so we can figure out the issue with being dragged away in unmarked vans.
I fail to understand why this is an issue, why this is the bone you decide to pick.
It's not the bone, it's one of the many bones. These people are being dragged away to places no one knows where. The whereabouts of these people are 100% unknown the second they get into a van. And that van can join a group of cars and no one will know which is which. Why am I explaining to him that kidnapping is bad and scary? How fucking dumb are you?
It is well within the rights of federal agencies to drive unmarked vehicles.
Is it? Source. Yeah, okay, like undercover cop cars. But they're not going undercover right now. Federal, 10 federal agents drive unmarked. NPR is a good source. Yeah. Okay, let's read this. Exactly. There's. Have you also look at how, like, white wing hate groups dress? They dress like fucking military men because they're so butthurt and so self-conscious, and hate their lives that they just dress up in military. Like, it's very easy to do that than to drive a van around and kidnap people. Federal law enforcement officers have been using unmarked vehicles to drive around downtown Portland and detain protesters since last Tuesday. Personal accounts and multiple videos posted online show the drive. Yep, I've seen all these videos. Like, this is not. It's beautiful. Okay, first of all, the U.S. Marshals declined to comment on the practice. They're not even trying to defend it. I don't know why you are. Chad Wolf. Fuck Chad Wolf. Yeah, they're not even trying to. They're not even trying to defend it. Wait, so if anyone can be kidnapped, then how do we know that people are being backed by the federal people? That's a problem. That's the issue. All the accounts we have so far, luckily, that we've heard about, are that people were detained by the feds and then released once they refused to waive their Miranda rights. Thank God. The ones we haven't heard about potentially could be people getting picked up by hate groups or any number of people with ill intent who are taking advantage of the unmarked feds and vehicles to literally just kidnap people. We'll pick them up in front of the courthouse. If we spot them elsewhere, we'll pick them up elsewhere. Yeah, unconstitutional. You don't have the jurisdiction. You have a question about someone's identity, like the first example I know to you. For questioning, determine it isn't someone of interest, then they get released. They get released once they refuse to waive their rights. That's not standard law enforcement procedure. There's no violence. Yeah, oh my God, they're so blind. There's not. I can't find the legality. I'm fairly certain they're. Spelled legally wrong. Nice. You can be pulled over by what is this? Fine law. This is from 2013, so is it not legal to dress up like an officer? Yeah, of course it's legal. It doesn't mean people are gonna not like listen to the law all of a sudden. It's illegal to impersonate a police officer, but these people aren't police officers. There's no difference between a guy dressed like this and a guy playing military. It's illegal to dress up as a police officer with a badge, and to act on behalf of the police. It's still illegal to kidnap people, if you're dressing up like these motherfuckers. That's not the issue. Even if it's illegal, doesn't mean it's like the problem solved. Except from the rules of other. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the federal legality of this because this has never been done before.
These people are not just being thrown in the back of some unmarked vehicle.
Yes,
and
they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's exactly what's happening.
Federal crimes.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You can't prove that. You cannot prove. Dude, innocent till proven guilty. You cannot prove that these people have committed federal crimes just because they're wearing a fucking hoodie and are around protesters. These people right here are not committing federal crimes. They're practicing their First Amendment right to congregate and to protest. This is just a right to assemble. They're also all wearing masks and being COVID conscious.
Just being thrown in the back of some unmarked vehicle and then disappearing.
They're
committing federal crimes and then being detained and arraigned for those crimes. This is how we treat any other criminal. There's only been 43
except these people aren't criminals.
Federal arrests in Portland since July 4th.
There's 43 too many.
Only been 7 new federal arrests as of July 22nd. Influencers and leaders around the country.
Dude, what? Okay.
Federal arrests as of July 22nd.
Okay, there's only been 4 new federal arrests as of July 22nd. Also, important to note, yesterday, the DOJ or a federal judge struck down Oregon's attorney general went to court to claim that to stop the arrest of Oregonians by the feds, and a federal court just denied that. So they're still going to be arresting people, and it's not like every other person, because every other person besides immigrants, which is what DHS is acting as everyone here is, their only legal backing is that they assume these people are either all fucking graffiti artists or they're violating immigration laws, because that's the only jurisdiction they have. So you cannot prove any of those, and once these people are arrested, they usually are found to have not violated any immigration laws.
July 4th. There's only been 7 new federal arrests as of July 22nd.
So I'm sure the ones up until July 4th have been also sources, please, because this could be from anything. This could just be like someone was homeless sleeping outside of the courthouse. You could be arrested for that, and that would be a federal arrest. Or probably the initial graffiti artists or the people graffitiing the courthouse were probably detained. The influx and the surge of new DHS and unidentifiable troops to Portland is not because of graffiti. That is a lie. That's just they're trying to justify it. Why do I keep making it small screen?
Influencers and leaders around the country are intentionally using extremely harmful and divisive rhetoric because they want to instill fear in people.
Example, sources.
Things like, the federal agents are kidnapping people.
The federal agents are kidnapping people. That's what they're doing.
In unmarked vehicles. They're just...
That's exactly what they're doing. They're not following procedures, e.g. reading them the Miranda rights, or disclosing who they are, or telling the people being kidnapped why they're being arrested. That's in direct violation of the Fourth Amendment right. Of course, there's loopholes to this that they're exploiting on the basis of immigration violations and federal and like damage to federal property.
Disappearing.
And not every single person who's at a protest. It's not like they all line up with the can of paint and like, all right, we're all gonna... Yeah, the federal crimes he thinks that they have committed is literally just spray painting a building. That's why they were sent, or that's the reason they were sent. No, he's so... Also, not a single source. Federal arrests happen for a number of reasons. What defines a federal crime? Yeah.
And going into some cage somewhere.
There's so many reasons to arrest people for federal crimes. Any violation of a federal crime will get you a federal arrest. That statistic is pointless and doesn't, even if it was just, it doesn't prove their point. It disproves their point. If there's only been 7 since what do you say, July 22nd, that shows that they have not been doing a good job of actually arresting the fucking anarchist graffiti artists that he's so worried about. What it does show is that, but what you will find is that there was a lot more than 7 people just picked up by fucking officers who weren't arrested. So they're not doing their job. They're just there to scare people, to scare protesters.
Kidnapping people in unmarked vehicles. They're just disappearing and going into some cage
They
somewhere.
are. That's literally what's happening. That's literally what's
They say
happening.
things like the Gestapo, the secret police.
Yeah, this is how the fucking Gestapo started. I mean, the Gestapo obviously was like, they would just walk up to your house and like rip you from your family, but like, does ICE not do the same thing? Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's fucking right, you know? Like, people would defend the Gestapo and be like, oh, well, yeah, it's fine, because, like, you know, Jews, like, they shouldn't be here, like, it's illegal to be Jewish in fucking Germany, like, they're just doing their job, they're just making sure we're safe. Like, if you look at ICE walking into fucking ICE raids. Have you seen a video of an ICE raid? Jesus Christ, they're terrifying. Just walk into a house, rip the family apart, and deport them and arrest them just for being immigrants. Same shit, bro. You just refuse to see it because you can't look past your ultra nationalistic views.
Trump's troops because they want people somewhere. They say things like the Gestapo, the secret police, Trump's troops because they want people to be scared. The more
Yeah, because people should be scared, yo.
scared people are, the more harshly they will react to this situation. The more harshly they react, the better the turnout will be in the 2020 election for those leaders and influencers.
Okay, this is literally what the manual, the military's guide to dealing with civil unrest and insurgencies. This is not an insurgency, but they will define it as one in the military's book. That overstep like this and the implementation of government troops where they're not needed will tend to gain support for the movement that they're trying to quell. It's directly it does not serve the point that this is the government's fault. It's not the fault of the media and people pointing out exactly what it is, how this is falling into authoritarianism, but it's the fault of the fucking authoritarian for doing it. You can't blame us for just pointing out what's happening. You can't blame us for seeing people being grabbed by two men fully in camo and then being thrown. Like, has he not seen that video? We've all seen the video, right? Of the first guy in Portland who was just dragged into a van and the people are screaming like, what did he do? Like, identify yourselves. Who are you? Say your names. And they just walk straight ahead and they don't acknowledge them, and they just pull this guy into an unmarked van. Like, genuinely, let me find this video. Have you guys seen the video? God damn it, there's so many videos from Portland. I can't even find it. That was from a while ago. Man, where'd it go? It's like mad famous, this video. Anyways. Yeah, you're right. The whole thing is just his opinion.
They don't care about you, they care about your votes. There's only
The votes to stop an authoritarian.
one thing they want you to do. They want you to stay riled up, and that's it. This will end up the same way it did in 2015 and 16. As soon as the
This
election,
fucking trend. Like the idea that support for Black Lives Matter goes up every election year. Bullshit. This was an election year. 2018 was an election year. People forget that. Maybe we should just not have so many black people getting killed by police. I don't know.
election's over, everybody will forget about this. The same thing happened last election cycle.
That's not true.
These leftists act as if they are purely inquisitive, as if they just have questions that they want answered. They want to know what's going on inside conservatives' head. This is not true.
Dude, I would love to know what's going on inside your head.
They don't want their questions answered. They want to act as if their questions cannot be answered. If they wanted their questions answered, they would probably tune into things like White House press briefs. Just a few days ago, when there was a White House press brief, Kayleigh McEnany pretty much answered any question you could have possibly had
Yo,
revolving
that's
around Portland.
the biggest
And when
lie
Kayleigh-
ever. She dodges questions like it's her job, because it is her job to dodge questions. Fucking Kayleigh, she literally yesterday claimed that Paw Patrol got canceled, which never happened. Paw Patrol, like the TV show about like a dog who's a cop or whatever, claimed that like they had to go out and make a statement being like, no, we did not get canceled. The
Please
White
ask
House lies.
questions, and she answers them very well.
No, she does
gets
not.
This.
Or you're one of your colleagues. Yes. Thank you, Kayleigh. Something you don't want to engage.
The press
What?
secretary.
What just happened? What was that video?
Called a bitch, a lying bitch, at a White House press brief.
Because she is a lying bitch. You know who else was called a bitch? AOC by a congressman. Like, shut up.
Are you kidding me?
Why are you so mad about this, but not about AOC? He better be like, and also Ted Yoho, fuck that guy. For calling AOC a fucking bitch. Yeah, I better see it. Keep up the same energy, dog.
But getting back to what's happening on the ground in Portland. This is how people are treating federal officers of the United States law. I'm going to list
Yeah, he's definitely not using his mic because it's been bumping around the entire time and we would have heard that.
you some things that are being thrown at officers and things that are being used as weapons against these officers.
Anecdotals.
People are throwing rocks, bricks, concrete, feces, human poop.
Good.
Probably the only thing they can find on their streets. Glass bottles,
good one, bro.
batteries, pig's feet. For weapons, they're using air rifles, boards filled with nails, blinding laser pointers, slingshots, strobe lights, fireworks, and air rifles.
Yo, guys, no one tell him what the fucking troops are using. He might be mad. He might be mad to know that what the people who have riot shields and are behind gates and who have fucking bulletproof vests on are what weapons they're using. Did they fracture a guy's skull?
All right, let's get into Chicago and the failure of a mayor that is Lori Lightfoot.
Oh my god.
Before we get into this, I just want to let you know that there was more Americans killed on the streets of Chicago last year.
You don't care about that. Stop talking about that like you care.
There was in Iraq and Afghanistan. According to the Chicago Tribune,
dude, source, please?
There was 373 people killed in Chicago this year. That is 98 more than 2019.
This is so
Over
sad.
the 4th of July weekend, there was 89 people.
Like, he stouts these statistics like they care. If you care about this, then say Black Lives Matter.
7 were small children that later died.
Alright, I cannot listen to this motherfucker. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Let me summarize everything I got from this. He cited 2 things that claim the DOJ is acting constitutionally. That was all. This is disputed by a plethora of lawyers who are currently suing the DOJ and Donald Trump's administration. He then later talks about how troops... sorry, he doesn't call them troops because to him these are not troops. He says that the left is blowing it out of proportion just so they can get revoted. Dude, it wasn't the left who decided to send these motherfuckers. That was not our idea. Like they take these actions and then freak out when we react appropriately. And finally, my closing thoughts. You're a conservative, dog. What's don't tread on me, states' rights? You know? They say this and they don't fucking believe it. Because if they believed it, they'd be shitting their pants right now. They'd be freaking the fuck out if the government, because the government is deploying federal agents to detain and fucking kidnap protesters without probable cause. This would be this biggest... If Obama did anything close to this, oh my god, he would be lynched on the fucking White House steps if Obama did this. I'm not even kidding. You are a liar. Straight up. You said close to 0 things that were factual, and anything you did say that was factual was 100% irrelevant to any conversation. I would love to see a single source to back up any of your claims. I'm gonna keep you paused on this image specifically because you look dumb as fuck. I want everyone watching on TikTok to make this like ratio a little worse. Leave fairy comments. They're fun. The comments are sad. Like, please give this motherfucker shit. I have I respect all people, but I do not respect people who lie for no reason other than political gain. It's so easy to do a little research. It must be so hard to do research as a conservative. You know how much like factual evidence you need to ignore to get to your points as a conservative. God, that must be exhausting. Right now I'm gonna link another YouTube video that I think you guys should really watch if you want a real lawyer's opinion. He is unbiased. He's an actual lawyer. So watch this if you want to know the truth around Portland, because this right here, this ain't it. This ain't it. Man, being conservative must be hard. At the same time, very hard, but also too easy. I wish. Oh man, I wish I was conservative. Hey, two dislikes. Hell yeah. Finally someone who understands. Yeah, comments are lost. I was gonna comment something. Doesn't seem like there's a point. Cool. Yeah, he didn't even like bring up the fact that they are ignoring the requests of the governor and the mayor, which is so funny coming from a states' rights party. And don't tread on me, because right now we are getting treaded on. Cool. I hate this motherfucker. Alright, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I want his face off my screen right now. Alright, I need to pee and wash my hands. I will wash my hands just like I did last time, because that's what I do as a American citizen. I uphold my constitutional authority to wash my hands. And then type in chat anything you guys want to talk about, and then we can talk about it. I'm probably gonna stream for like an hour and a half, maybe an hour. How long have I been going for? Wow, that was an hour of straight bullshit. I'll be RB. Did you guys see me wash my hands? I know. I was holding that shit in, yo. Been drinking so much water this morning. I'm so dehydrated. Also, I was on TikTok, sorry. Guys, look how washed my hands are. Oh, you can't see it, fuck. Do you see that? Oh, god damn it. Do you see that? That water? I did use soap. Oh, my hands smell so good. They smell like soap. Lavender soap. Damn it, I left my bathroom door open. I use fucking soap. God damn it. How do I prove that I use soap? Fuck it. Well, I can prove it to you because my hands are dry as shit now. Ugh. Damn it. I suck. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? You guys have any things we want to talk about? Ooh. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh man, my neck. Feels so good. Any contentions? Anyone want to debate? I don't know. Ew, the smell of not using soap. Guys, my hands smell like lavender. I use lavender soap. Those are the worst. That's a lie. God, why am I getting... Guys, hey, listen. My mom and my brother are EMTs. They're on the front line of COVID-19. So, because of that, I need to be extra conscious about my exposure to the virus. Now, before COVID-19, I would wash my hands pretty well. I will admit, sometimes I was more of just a rinser, but I would wash my hands. But after COVID-19, oh boy, did my habits change? Did they ever? Yes, they did. Now I wash my hands for 20 seconds. I send the alphabet twice. With soap and water. Do you like AOC? Who is AOC? I've never heard of that acronym before. I'm kidding. Fucking of course I like AOC. She does a very good job of pushing for progressive reform, systemic reform specifically, while being very popular. Besides on the right, because they don't like... The right doesn't really like women or people of color or people who challenge the status quo, so they don't like her. But she is very, very well liked, and her reforms are very well liked. Guys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's the speed I sing it at. I wash my hands. I swear, guys. I swear. Stop, guys. I got bullied by my fans for not washing my hands. Alright. You know what you sound like, Allie? You sound like the motherfuckers who try to deny the Holocaust because you can't cook 6 million cookies in like however fucking many years the Holocaust was. That's what you sound like. Are you a Holocaust denier, Allie? Wow. You're a Holocaust denier? How is 26 letter twice 56 seconds? You think I spend a second per letter? A, B, no. I would double time. God damn. Why am I even... You know, I'm not gonna waste my time arguing with a Holocaust denier right now. I'll do that later. But, oh boy. I have my door open when I wash my hands. What are you talking about? I opened my door specifically so I could wash my hands. You guys sound real sus right now. Well, I'd seen someone say that liberals are just conservatives in disguise compared to leftists. Is that true? So I'm like new to this like very intense leftist agenda, truthfully. It is true that the definition that I agree with the most is that liberals, at the end of the day, Democrats don't want to abolish the current system, obviously. They tend to be capitalists, and they are capitalists. So they're capitalists, and leftists are anti-capitalist. Adrian, watch this. It'll be worth it, I promise. You need to link it. I don't sing the little rhyme at the end. I don't sing the ending. I don't waste time, okay? I don't waste time on bullshit like that. The facts of the ABCs are that I just sing the ABCs. All 26 letters. I don't conflate it with bullshit like the little rhyme at the end. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Who am I singing to? Who am I asking to sing with me? I'd love to know. Guys, cite your sources. Man, alright. Well, everyone's chilling. Waste time singing bullshit. I'll just rap the ABCs twice. Pathetic. The electoral vote? You mean like the electoral college? Yeah, 100%. It's incredibly undemocratic. You used to eat baby powder when you were 5? It's kind of baller, honestly. I can respect that. Yeah, the electoral college needs a lot of reform, if not a complete abolition of the electoral college. Also, I didn't finish my thoughts on like Democrats and leftists and all that, and AOC, because AOC right now is pushing the Democratic Party away from more people like Nancy Pelosi to more progressives, and progressive policies lead to more socialist policies, which in turn lead to a more egalitarian state, or society. Oh man, I'll never win with you guys. And because of that, that's a very good direction that the Democratic Party should lean towards. In addition, if we can get policies like that to be approved, like the Green New Deal, people will see the economic benefits of it. That's why it's liberal, because it's excuse me. It's still like corporations who are supporting things like the Green New Deal. It's still all of that. Like you can't have the Green New Deal is not all government like government programs like the New Deal was. There's a lot of what do you call it? Like tax incentives for corporations, which is by definition pretty liberal. All right. A word. Hey, you guys really are passionate about washing hands. I'm glad. It's an important topic right now. All right, Minecraft. Where were we? 7 torches, 13 sticks. A fucking mine, yeah. We're finding alright, cool. Oops. I still don't have my cursor, so I'm really just like guessing where my cursor is. But I've played so much fucking Minecraft. It's not that hard. The iron stays in here. It's raining out. Wow. Food. We don't have enough food. We have 2. It's nighttime. Let's do a little bit of strip mining. What are your thoughts on Donald J. Trump? Oh my god. You play vegan Minecraft this time? No. I'm vegetarian in real life, so I'm gonna be eating meat in Minecraft, please. What are your thoughts on Donald J. Trump? I think he's a great president. I'm really a fan of his policies, and you know, the economy is just so good right now, and all of that just thanks to Supreme Leader Donald J. Trump. So no complaints there. Big fan. Honestly, that's all I have to say. Also, guys, I need to pick up coal when I go mining. Because I'm out of that. What's your favorite soap flavor? Well, for taste, I kind of like just a general like taste of soap. Like just normal soap would be my favorite soap flavor, but scent is probably lavender. You sound so upset to be vegetarian. I fucking hate it. Oh my god, I just don't want to have a fucking heart disease. My whole family, we went vegan for 2 weeks. Now we're pescatarian, I think, is what we are. Nice. Yeah, going vegan, it was cool. It wasn't that bad. See, the reason I went vegan is can we play vegan Minecraft? Is because we watched the movie Game Changers, and also I've never been an adventurous eater. I was very like picky, and a lot of that is because my brother has OCD. Oh, I had a torch over here. Funny. My brother has pretty intense OCD, so he hated the textures when it came to like fruits, or not fruits, but like vegetables. Pescatarian, yeah. Did I say like pescatarian, like the church? Oh my god, this is such a sus like mining cave. I'm just falling everywhere. So because he was super picky, and like it was like a mental thing with him, we never like had very like adventurous meals, and it didn't have like an effect on our bodies because we've been metabolized so well. We were able to eat like empty carbs and pasta all the time and be like skinny as fuck. So blessed when it comes to that. But it's like, it feels weird, you know, to like go to a restaurant now, and like because I just grew up picky, it's like awkward. I'm like, can you hold the greens, please? Like, I look so stupid. So because of that, I'm like, you know what? We're in quarantine. If everyone in my family goes on a plant-based diet, like I have no other options, and it's a good excuse to finally eat some like foods that I wouldn't have tried before because there were other options. Presbyterian, Jesus Christ, Presbyterian, yeah. Presbyterian is a church, religion, I don't fucking know. And then pescatarian is you're vegetarian but you eat oh, my desktop audio is off. That's so sad. You guys couldn't hear the fun Minecraft sounds. No, why did no one want to tell me that? That's so sad. How are the Minecraft sounds? Do they sound good? Can you hear them well? I'm so hungry. I'm gonna have to eat. Lapis lazuli. This game is so relaxing. Oh my god. My eyes are burning. Oh wait, I lost the chat. The chat guy. How was Indian food the other day? Oh my god. That was so good. I had like these cauliflower. Like I had cauliflower that was like, I don't know, like glazed in. It's like really good. You know, like have you ever had like General Tso's chicken? It basically tasted like that, but it was cauliflower. Oh, fantastic. You ever had Jamaican food? No, not like maybe like accidentally. I've never been to like a Jamaican restaurant that I can remember. My family's a big fan of Ethiopian food. Whew. Very, very good. I'm going up. I don't want to be going up. I keep forgetting to put torches on the right side. But there's iron up here. Jesus. There's also lava. Are you on peaceful? No, I'm not. I shouldn't be. Difficulty normal. Yeah, I'm on normal. Yeah, why are there no mobs? Oh well. That's very peaceful. Excuse me. I haven't even noticed that. Still gonna find a way to die. I cannot believe I fucking fell in lava on my first mining trip. Damn. We almost have 2 stacks. Cool. It's pretty good. What should the goal for today be, guys? Build like some sort of house or find diamond? Build a starter base or find some diamond? What do you guys want to see? I am very good at torching. There's a shit ton of lava. Where is that? It's like over here, I think, right? Yeah. I'm gonna avoid that. Alright. Like find diamonds? I think we're gonna find diamonds if I just chill out here a little. For a little. Come on, come on, come on. Let me place a torch. Hell yeah. We're gonna find diamonds eventually. Find diamonds. No, we can do both. Let's like finish this mining trip. Whenever I end up like starving myself. If it's still raining. Might be diamonds over here. Oh, I hear a spider. I'm fucking find my way out, you know? I have not been paying attention to where I've been going. I want to explore the nether. I haven't played with the new update. Alright, diamonds. We can probably do it all. Okay. This is the lava from before. This was one of my strip mines. Alright. That's the way out. And there's a ravine, I think down here. Boom. Man, fuck off. Did it say a parkour? Damn. Yeah, I know. Diamond redstones and at 12. I think I'm above 12 right now. I'm at 23. I'm in a ravine. Whatever, whatevs. Iron, just having a lot of iron is also very good. I'm also get coal while I'm at it. Are you guys like, would you guys be mad if I played off stream ever? It's not like too taxing just to like, oh shit, yeah, motherfucker. Pussy. Oh shit. gonna be fucking mobs out here. Just gotta be ready to MLG water myself out of here. Light this shit up. Also at 12. No, wait, what are we saying no to? Oh, you guys wouldn't be mad if I... Alright, good. I might do that for like the boring shit. But I need to like do like long straight mining sessions. So cheats are off, guys. You know. I need to get a good bow. A nice enchanted bow. We jinxed a piece. I know. Damn. Spawner? Oh, this is from me. Damn, this cave's all connected. That makes sense, it's a cave. Alright, 2 stacks of coal I'm really happy about. I think we can kind of not pay too much attention to coal. There's a shit ton of emeralds. Which are cool and all, but like, I don't really care. I need food. I don't really care about the emeralds. Anyways, little bit of strip mining until I like can't walk, and then yep, cool. You guys have anything else you want to talk about? That relates to politics? Another fucking emerald? Yeah, I'm at 12 here, right? Yeah. Also, what like type of content do you guys want to see? I don't. Oh my god! Stop it! 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 Why are there so many of these motherfuckers? Look at him. He's in there. The fact that he was able to do damage to me. Why are there so many? Oh, they're really making it not fun to go mining. Wow. You have a pet? I do have a pet. Those are silverfish, which normally you find around like strongholds, but I found them everywhere. And I don't think I'm near a stronghold yet. I have a lot of pets actually. I have dogs. I have a little labradoodle slash golden retriever, or lab slash poodle mix. A labradoodle, a mini one. He's very small, very cute. Also fucking annoying as hell. He's small, so he's like super arrogant and compensates. Like think about a guy like with a big truck, you know? That's like the type of vibes. His name's Trevor. We named him after Trevor Noah. Obviously. Okay, here's redstone. Diamonds nearby would be sick. There's also spiders nearby. What do you think about Kanye running? Kanye needs mental help. It's really sad to see him suffering, because he is suffering. Then my other pets. Why was there a hole in here? Did I mind that? I love Trevor Noah. My other pets are Shadow, my other dog, who's a pit bull mutt mix. I don't know, with a like chocolate lab. Very cute, very well trained, so well behaved, just like a fucking sweetheart. And then we have a bunny. The bunny's name is Clover. A little bunny, not the floppiest ears, very cute, very soft. I don't know the breeds of bunny, but you know, it's cute. Big fan of Clover. And then we got, when quarantine started, we got a parrot, a bare-eyed cockatoo. Very cute, very fun, super cuddly. They love to cuddle. They'll just like squawk at me, and like I'll be in the kitchen, and we had a problem where like to get our attention he'd just like screech. So the way we handled that was just ignoring him whenever he screeched, and then he'd be quiet, and once he'd be quiet, like we'd come and like pet him and give him hugs and kisses and, you know, all those good things. And then he would love us. And then, but now what he does is he'll just like sit there quietly and like speak, because he can like say human words now. Very impressive. Very cool. And so I'll just be like alone in my kitchen at like 12 in the morning. I'll hear someone go like, hello. I'll be like, what the fuck? I look over, it's my bird. Like, hello. And then I come give him huggles, because if I don't give him attention, then he'll start fucking screaming and waking up my whole family. He's a snitch. The bird's name is Stelvio, aka the governor. Stelvio is a mountain that my dad grew up under. And then what else? Wait, all this organization is falling. My train of thought just disappeared. Fuck. All of this needs to be redstone. I actually, you know what? I'm just gonna make redstone blocks and lapis blocks. They're easier. I literally lost my train of thought. Literally, dude. Ow. My hands are so dry because I wash them. Every time I use soap and water, or every time I use soap specifically to wash my hands, they always get super dry. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, to have clean hands. Dry hands is better than dirty hands. I'll live by that, you know? Make some coal blocks out of this as well. Oh my god, we have a lot of coal. Shit. These burn for a long time. Alright. How is it dark out? What? I was under... Oh, man. Where's the sun? Ugh. Perhaps you should moisturize. Is that right? I literally have lotion on my desk. Why am I complaining and not doing anything about it? Damn. Of course I use lotion. I am right now. I just forgot it was on my desk. I don't want to get back up. Perhaps you should moisturize. Oof. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I don't need this. This doesn't go in there. This goes in here. This goes in here. Let's see. Some new tools, just because I'm gonna be doing a lot of tree chopping trees. That's cool. That's all good. Good and well, good and fun. Axes are so good as weapons against mobs, like high key. Very, very useful. I just want it to be light out so I can go chop trees. Boring. Bored. The AOC and Ted Yoho thing, it's like, alright, that's a really good question. First of all, I think Ted Yoho's a fucking pussy. He's so pathetic. I'm starving, dude. I can't even run. I should not be out at night. Let me just cut these down, hope for some apples. Ted Yoho is weak. Man, talk about feelings getting in the way of facts, right? AOC, bomb as hell. Love her. I think though, like more importantly, it speaks to because sexism in Congress is like not new, right? That's not new under Trump. But I think under Trump, the idea and the comfort that they have in just saying this shit to women in earshot of reporters and then not apologizing for it, like that is insane. They're so, they feel so secure that nothing bad will happen to them. Oh, fucking zombies. Please become light out. Yeah, I know, I'm just gonna wait for the leaves to fall. Leaves, like, they fall by themselves. Oh, fuck me. Alright, skeletons I don't fuck with. I don't have a shield. His apology was not an apology. He literally said, I cannot apologize. And the basis for that was because of his passion and love for God and his country. So I don't know, that really makes you think, like, what does that say about the country if the basis of someone refusing to apologize for using derogatory words towards women is because of his passion for the country? The fact that passion for the country enables him to be sexist openly kind of makes sense, honestly. And then we have a president who, yay, food, who actively is a sexist and a rapist. So they're very comfortable in their sexism and misogynism. Is that a word? Misogynistic tendencies. So that's super unfortunate and makes me sad. But AOC's apology was, or not apology. Yeah, exactly. He also, thank you. I was going to talk about that, but I completely forgot. He said that basically, like we all know the meme, I can't be racist because I have black friends. He did that just for sexism. Spoiler alert. There was a lot of married men back in the day when sexism was just like not even, oh god, Jesus, you know, like I think marital rape, or I know, was only made illegal federally in 1990. So up until then, it was legal to rape your wife if you wanted to. And many people did because, you know, obviously, like, why not, right? if you don't care about human rights and are sexist, it's not surprising. So, you know, same shit. Sexism, alive and well. And now people are comfortable enough saying it in front of reporters. It's funny though that like the fact that she, like, how many times do you think people were straight up sexist to her, like when she was a bartender? Like, she's seen it all. I think it's funny that we like assume that because people hold office, they are like we're just like, oh, okay, they have this position of power, they hold public office. We are like, we trust that they're like just decent people by nature. And our current president makes it very clear that that trust is ill-placed. And Ted Yoho does the same thing. We just assume, like, oh, he's a fucking congressman. Like, you gotta be respectful of being a congressman, right? Yeah, exactly. You don't respect a woman, you just respect the women that you have, in his eyes, I speak on assuming what he believes in, you respect the women that you have, quote, control over, you know? You respect the women that you can call a fucking bitch and won't put you on blast in front of the entire United States. Come here, bitch. Yeah. Give me that. 100 minutes. Yeah, what Allie said, exactly. It's pathetic. Boils down to just insecurities. Men are insecure, most of them. No fault of their own, mind you. Toxic masculinity degrades women and lifts up men who degrade women, so of course you're gonna get that environment. And I think in Yoho's example, because why was she called a fucking bitch? Basically, she just pointed to the reasons why poverty exists in America. And to conservatives, poverty exists in America because either it's a necessary evil, because capitalism cannot work without class and poverty, or because or poverty only exists because people just aren't lifting themselves up from their bootstraps, or because they're lazy. Those are like the two answers you find when it comes to why conservatives think poverty is a thing. So she challenged that, and she was right, and I forget the points she made, but they were right. She was right, and that freaked him out, and he... Feelings over facts. That's all you get from the not the Democrats, the fucking Republicans. Feelings over facts. 110%. Alright, I have 4 pieces of fish. Let's scout out a base where we want our... Where do we want our house to be? This is pretty... What's over here? So we got teenage boys who play 2 sports at school: basketball and I'm the devil's advocate. Yeah, for real. That's like Ben Shapiro. Allow me to play devil's advocate for a second. When he says that, he's just saying, like, can I please explain? He's just like asking to be openly racist and for people to listen to him. What do you guys think about like this location? What's the justice for Izzo? What is the justice for Izzo? I haven't heard about it. Justice for Izzo. I hate Ben Shapiro. Treehouse in the Jungle, I dare you. I don't know. Not a big fan. Currently trending on Twitter after a user named Legend Izzo Madu Buez took his life when a Twitter influencer named. Oh damn. And then Nietzsche and he's published his name and others of men of rape. Published his name. Ugh. Oh Jesus. Yeah, okay, that's a very interesting petition. What are my thoughts on that? I there is a significant issue with people refusing to believe, or people not believing women when they come forward with rape allegations. And I think because that has been such a prominent and destructive issue, a lot of times in a few cases, this might be one of them, there's overcompensation in the other direction, where, because it's kind of like, we didn't believe for so long, so now let's just believe everything, you know, which can be potentially damaging. But also, when it comes to rape victims, they are incredibly traumatic. They tend to be. Sexual assault usually happens to kids who are under the influence and young. At the time, they may not realize what is that what they're going through is sexual assault. It might not be explicitly clear. For instance, there is you may not realize until after, and you may only realize when you start seeing changes in your mood and you notice your behavior, and you notice that because ever since whatever party you went to, you don't feel comfortable around, or like you don't feel as comfortable as you did. Like it's like these underlying subconscious feelings that oftentimes are a result of trauma, and you don't. It's hard to see that right away, and that is very makes it a lot harder to bring issues like that to court, because oftentimes the stories are unclear. It's very, very hard when you are under the influence and being used to remember vivid details. In the Kavanaugh case, she was often miscredited for just being unable to remember very, very specific details that are hard to ask of anyone, but especially someone who is a victim, because there's evidence that your brain, to try to heal trauma, will block it out. And there are very often times people just straight up forget all the details around the incidents, because if they remember the details vividly, it's very easy to be triggered later. And like, for instance, if you remember like a very specific like type of bed sheet, right? Like you remember that it was like a blue bed sheet and it was like a queen size bed, and there was like this one painting hanging over the wall. those objects might bring up memories that you would rather have not been brought up. So because of that, the brain will just like deselect memories and specifics, so you don't need to suffer day to day. It is also true that they will come back after a while. Like you may see that painting that was over the bed that you got assaulted on and realize that it makes you feel like weird and uncomfortable, but you don't remember why, and then you're like, oh shit, because of that one situation that night. The conversation about sexual assault and rape is very important and also very, very complicated. That's because of the history in America of misogyny and rampant sexism. But that's why right now the best we can do is listen and to trust victims, and also trust that that they want to be anonymous for a reason, and that reason is because of the rampant harassment and doxing and death threats to victims after they come out. It's incredibly hard, incredibly challenging to come out as a rape victim. It's very, very, very hard in this day and age. And there's many reasons for that. But see, Trump 2020 signed 13 minutes ago. Yes, this comment 100%. This comment, like, I don't know. I would like to see some sort of investigation, but men do need I think the root of this is just like the trend of toxic masculinity, and the fact that it's harder, it's not as accepted widely by for men to be upfront with their emotions, and the best way to deal with mental health is to accurately express and identify your feelings. But if that's something that you get shamed by other men for doing, it makes sense that it would be a lot harder to express and identify your feelings. And that shame brought onto you by other people won't just stay shame brought onto you from other people. It will eventually turn into shame for yourself. And that's why you have people, the people who get this is not specific to same Izu specifically, but just like this is more general. It's very hard to feel, it's hard to ignore the claims that your feelings are invalid. That's what it is. To make it simple, I've been rambling. For a lot of men and women, but mainly men in our current culture, they have their feelings invalidated, either by people they look up to, like like adult figures in their lives, or their friends, or people or groups that they feel like they're a part of. So when when their feelings are invalidated, they tend to trust the common consensus that their feelings are actually invalid, and that they shouldn't feel these things. So because of that, it's
very easy for the outside invalidation to become self-invalidation and to actively distrust your own feelings. And when you aren't able to listen to your feelings and accurately identify them for yourself, there's no way you'll be able to identify them to other people, like a psychiatrist or even a friend. So it's very sad. It's very, very sad that he was driven to the point of suicide. We want the survivors to have a voice and not feel threatened. Men and women should not be afraid of coming out and saying these stories of sexual assault, but maybe they will because of all these fake / not proven fake, but some accusations could have backlash. We want these survivors to have a voice and not feel threatened. Exactly. The best thing we could do is just make it a conversation that doesn't involve shame. It's the same with mental health. There's a stigma around having depression. There's a stigma around being of suffering from anxiety or depression. And holy fuck, if you bully a kid because they're depressed, that will have consequences. Here's a really interesting example. I think in the 70s, there was someone who was eligible for vice president, and they got announced as vice president, and then they realized that they realized that he went through shock therapy for his depression, and he had to resign because it was so controversial back then to have depression. And I think in men specifically, if you're unable to talk about your feelings, you will express them in other ways. They will usually turn to anger and violence, and frustration. In relationships, you see, I'm gonna be like very general right now, but like more, like if you think about the example of like, like the hardworking man who like goes out and works blank hours a week to provide his family, and he comes home and his wife is just like not making dinner or doesn't seem like she's doing any work, and he gets so frustrated, and like because of that there's like a fucking abusive, and that is a product of not being able to express that you feel like, that's a product of the man not being able to express that he feels like he's doing so much work and that it's not being appreciated, because he doesn't know how to say that without sounding like someone seeking attention or a pussy. He will turn to violence. This is not new. There's a big problem with mental health and men. A very, very, very big problem. That's not to say that there isn't one for mental health in women, because holy shit, let's be real. We fucked that up a lot. Really did. Imagine like having to grow up with the beauty standards we have. Whew. Yikes. Let me read chat 1 second. Every time you do a live, you manage to be even more woke than I thought. Men have such a hard time even just identifying and admitting to themselves they've been abused, and it's even hard to talk about it. Yeah. For real, Ali. Oh. Guys, not too nice. That's like the one of the byproducts of just constant toxic masculinity is we can't even tell. We don't even know what emotions we're feeling. And that's frustrating. That's even more frustrating than whatever emotion we're feeling. So not being able to identify your own emotions will control your life, and make you act in ways that will cause people to not like you. And when you see people actively ignoring you and you can't figure out why, and that frustration builds, it's an endless cycle, and eventually It leads to deep-seated self-loathing. I'm really, really like fighting the temptation to tie this into the alt-right and conservatism, but I won't. That's a topic for later. One thing that I don't like that this petition was started to Fox News. Like, they're trying to get the attention of Fox News. Because Fox News, in my opinion, won't talk about the good part of this, that men and women should not be afraid of coming out and saying the stories of sexual assault. They won't say that we want survivors to have a voice and not feel threatened. They will simply point to the fact that because of the radical left, this young black man, because we care so much about black men and their mental health, was driven to suicide by the radical left, which is a narrative that will make them money and that they will love to push. But they will. So I pray that that doesn't happen, because the alt-right and the right does a much better job at attacking people. Much better job. Which is why it's so hard for rape victims to come out. And why it's so hard for us to look at cases, allegations case by case, and why we were driven to the point of having to take every case as fact, and why we were driven to the point of having to believe women at almost every point, because the right does everything in their power to discredit their voices, that at this point the options left are incredibly limited and destructive, like we see here. Yeah, this is a big problem. It's very sad. What's his name? On Twitter. Justin Bieber was Me Too'd, right? Wow, Jesus. Justin Bieber was Me Too'd. I just like, hey guys, shut the fuck up. Like, this is not true. Can you stop? He handled it. I don't know if it's true, but the way he handled it, it's very impressive. Yeah, every claim of sexual abuse should be taken very seriously, and this is why my response was needed. However, the story is factually impossible, as well. I'll be working with Twitter and authorities to take legal action. I didn't know about that. I didn't know he was taking legal action. Yeah, he was accused of abuse and was like, no, here's like the case of how I did not abuse anyone. Yeah, rumors are rumors, but sexual abuse is something I don't take lightly. I want to speak out right away, but out of respect to many victims who deal with these issues daily, I want to make sure I gathered the facts before I made any statement. In my opinion, this was handled very well by Justin. Did he rape someone? I don't know. I haven't gone over all the facts. But just the fact that there's this much information to back him up is very impressive. Yeah, Fox News will twist the narrative, and that's very sad. I mean, it's all about controlling the narrative. That's the only way people will get what they want, is if they can control the narrative. If Fox News controls this narrative and makes it another claim of why cancel culture is destroying America, then everyone is fucked. Everyone is fucked, including many, many men like Izu, who have claims of sexual assault against them that may or may not be true. Potentially not true. But even worse for survivors to speak up against their victims. All about the narrative. People are saying it's probably paid off. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I like that tweet a lot. Those who accused him did the right thing. If you believe you were sexually assaulted, you should be able to say that you were sexually assaulted. You should also be able to stay anonymous to some respects, because the right will literally try to fucking kill you by swatting you. And if you didn't sexually assault someone, you should be able to stand up for yourself. I mean, not everyone's gonna have this much evidence. Honestly, this amount of evidence is a little sus itself. Alright, yeah, I have so many mixed feelings about this. I just wish it wasn't being pushed to Fox News to make a narrative. I wish women didn't have to feel like they had to be anonymous to make these claims. I wish women weren't getting raped, baseline. I wish men weren't getting raped. We should just stop raping people. I don't get it, guys. Rape is illegal. Why are we still doing it? Like, what? You know, it's weird. Alright. Because men need more mental help and awareness in America. Yeah, because if this narrative, justice to be served to the girl who ruined this man's life, that narrative would be pushed by Fox News, not this narrative. Why do I keep saying narrative? This narrative will be pushed by Fox News. That justice should be served to the girl who ruined this man's life. This narrative, because men need more mental help and awareness in America, will not be pushed. This one is correct. Because if this narrative is pushed, and this is what Fox News runs with, and they will now everyone who tries to come out against sexual assault will be classified as a girl trying to ruin a man's life. That's the issue I have with the fact that this is being shared to Fox specifically. Not to any legal action. It seemed all to push a narrative. Alright. Time is it? I'm starving. 2 hour, 8 minute stream. That's pretty good. I feel like reacting to the conservative Hypehouse today was such a waste of my time. I don't even know. I thought like they would have some like contentions that I could argue, but they just ran in circles, said bullshit, lied to me. Like PragerU is so much more fun because at least they try. You know. Minimum wage cost me my job. Making fun of based Seattle, I'm assuming. Chopped. How do you debate the gender pay gap? It's just a fact. Oh, I know how you debate it. Maybe if women worked harder. I don't know his accent. Is that his accent? Maybe if women worked harder for then they would be getting paid as much as men are getting paid. That's the argument. It's because women don't work hard enough, guys. Duh. Alright. Oh yeah, what's your opinion on Gun Girl? She's stupid. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's a bad journalist. She doesn't deserve any of the recognition she has. She is literally dumb. She doesn't know how to have a conversation or how to debate. and the media caught up with her. She has no credibility now, thank God. No one respects her. She's stupid. She's ugly. I don't like her. That's my thoughts on Gun Girl. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Probably do a stream on Monday. You guys should if you followed me on Twitter, would that be easier to find me? Wait, I want to change my username. How do you change your username? Anyways, I guess this is my Twitter. I have a few tweets. I'm not very active. I just have 7 followers. I don't like share my Twitter. It's just so I can see what's going on. Follow me on Twitter. I might like tweet when I go live. If that's easier for you guys. I'm so hungry. I need to go eat food. I might stream later tonight, depending on what I'm doing. Thank you all for hanging out. Much fun. Very fun. I hate Caitlin Bennett. I will see you all very soon. Probably around the same time, like 1 o'clock, 12:30. That's usually my stream. Bye, y'all.